Hey guys, my name's Ben Howard. I'm out here at Sholey Creek to play the longs. Pretty much ever since I played the shorts out here, I've been having a lot of people asking me to come out here and play the longs, so figured to come out here and do it. I'm pretty sure every hole has a long tee, and it makes the course a lot more difficult because from the short tees, I would say I should average at least like 5 under or something like that, but from the longs, I'm gonna be pretty happy getting anywhere near par, so I'm gonna be really curious how this plays. I haven't really played a lot of the long holes out here, or at least not recently, so I'm gonna be curious to see what I'm actually able to shoot out here, but let's go and get into it. All right guys, so we're on hole 1. This one's a par 3, 316 feet. You see the basket, you're straight ahead through this gap. I'm kind of tempted to go mid-range just to kind of be safe and kind of keep something in the middle, but I feel like with the fairway driver I can at least get close, and as long as I hit the gap, I would say a par is almost guaranteed, so I'm gonna go with the fairway driver just right at the middle. Dang. I threw it into the ground, and I didn't think that left-right wind would make that disc turn over that much, but we're in the middle of the fairway, probably like a 150-foot approach shot in the green, so not bad. Okay, so I'm sure y'all have learned this by now, but anytime I say I'm probably gonna end up X amount of feet away from the basket, just assume I'm like way off, because I'm like maybe 80 feet. I don't know what I was talking about, but let's go ahead and get up and down. Go. All right guys, so we're on hole 2. This one's a par 4, 660 feet. You can see the short basket straight in front of us. That's a pretty good landing zone for your first shot. There or off to the left is pretty good. Only thing to really worry about off the tee though is there is an OB line off to the left that's marked by the fence, which it does come into play if you throw a really overstable shot, but I'm not really going for that. I'm going for just like a straight shot with a little bit of finish to it. We do have a little bit of headwind, so that'll also kind of help keep us from going really far left unless I throw it like high, nose up, something like that. But after the tee shot, if you put yourself in a really good position, a par is basically guaranteed, and you have a really good chance of getting up and down for birdie because it's like a 250-foot like forehand approach shot into the green. Only bad part about the green is it's pretty fast, so it's really easy to give yourself a longer putt than you meant to. But as long as we throw this tee shot really good, we should be almost guaranteed for a birdie and basically guaranteed for a par. So let's see what we can do. Yeah, that looks really good. I should have enough left movement to where I'll have an open shot into the green, and that's far enough to where I'm past all the tall grass, I think. Even if we're in the tall grass, it really shouldn't be too bad, so let's go see what we can do. Okay, so we put ourselves in pretty good position. I would have liked to have gone a little bit farther, got down there to next to the basket like I was talking about, because then it's almost a guaranteed up and down for a birdie. But from back here, it's a tough shot because you want to throw the forehand, but I just don't like it because I feel like I have to swing it out to the left, and it kind of just brings the OB more into play, it feels like, for me, than a backhand turnover. So I'm going to go with a backhand turnover with just an understable putter. Make sure, if anything, I miss by overturning the shot and being off to the right, because then I can get up and down for a par fairly easily. Oh my gosh, I just chunked it out of bounds. Yeah, that was my fault. I didn't think about the fact that I'm running up downhill and that would throw my timing off, and I would early release the crap out of that. It had the shape and the flight I wanted, because you could see it was just slowly turning right without really dumping or anything like that, but God, that's such a stupid mistake. Oh, at least my upshots are feeling good. All right guys, so we're on hole 3. This one's a par 3, 250 feet. You can see the yellow basket just dead straight ahead. Only thing to really worry about is there's a creek long of the basket by probably about 25, 30 feet, something like that. So I don't really want to go with anything fast off this tee because, as you can also tell, we're going downhill. So it's going to be really easy to throw something long on this hole if you're not careful. So I'm going to go with the understable throwing putter. Just kind of throw it out to at these 2 trees on the left. Get it to bend off of them back to the right, and even if we're short, end up taking a par, I'm perfectly fine with that. Main thing is I just don't want to throw a disc in the creek and have to go in the creek and get it. Just like that. Okay, I think we're pin high, maybe like 15, 20 feet right of the basket, something like that. We'll go see. Okay, so I guess I got a good kick off one of these trees on the right side because I'm right here somehow. I'll take it. All right, guys, we're on hole 4. This one's a par 3, 330 feet, I think. I can't really tell that something happened to the tee sign. It's like spray painted on or something. But I would say from here to the yellow basket's about 300 feet. And the red basket's about 40 feet up the hill to the right of it. So I would say probably about maybe 340, close to 350. But for this hole, I'm gonna throw a flippy fairway driver on some hyzer, try and get the flip up and turn to the right late as far as we can. I mean, really anything down there is gonna be fine. I'm really not gonna try and get a birdie on this hole, just playing for par. But if I can get anything down there near the yellow basket, I'm basically guaranteed a par. I pulled it. Okay, we can work with that. Probably not getting a par from there, but we'll see. Okay, so didn't put ourselves in too bad of a position. I'm actually able to like lean out and throw a forehand in the fairway, but really just trying to get anything near the yellow basket. So let's see what we can do. Oh wow, that got really lucky. Okay, so we actually got up all the way up here for a C2 putt. Well, going straight at it's really tempting. Spider on me. Well, going straight at it's pretty tempting. If I hit those trees, it's gonna give me a longer putt than I really need. So I'm gonna try and do like just a turnover putt. Just get it high, let it just drift to the right. Come on. Oh, I thought I did it. All right, guys, we're on hole 5. This one's a par 3, about 300 feet. The basket's up here, tucked off to the left, way uphill. So off this tee shot, all I'm really trying to do is just put something in the middle of the fairway, pretty much pin high with the yellow basket. Both the baskets are pretty much the same distance from the tee. The only difference is the red basket's like way uphill on the left. But if I put myself in the path, I'll probably give myself like a edge of circle putt to maybe like a 40, 50, like a 45 footer, I would say. The only tricky thing about this tee shot is like, it makes you want to throw a flex forehand because the gap is bigger with a right to left moving shot. But I really don't feel comfortable throwing a forehand here because as you can tell, the ground slopes away off to the right. So I want to throw a backhand because it's going to guarantee I get to keep whatever distance I get on this hole. But I'm gonna have to go with something that's kind of flippy and trying to flip it up with that and just kind of keep it just pushing straight the whole time. Ah, come on, drift left, come on. Well, I parked the yellow basket, but from there we'll probably have like maybe a 60 to 70 foot approach shot in the green. We'll see. Okay, so yeah, this is about as good as I could have asked for. We're actually not as far up as I thought because if we were any farther, we would have been cut off by these trees on the right side. But from here, got just a clean shot straight up into the green. I'm gonna give it a little bit of big because we got a good backstop. But I don't want to hit metal on this. I either want to make it or completely airball it because if I hit metal, there's a good chance it'll roll. There we go. Okay, so somebody forgot to hit record and did an entire hole intro and threw the shot without realizing the camera wasn't on. So I'm gonna go ahead and give you a whole breakdown, tell you what I did for my shot, and then we'll go up there and see what my shot looked like. So we're on hole 6. This one's a par 4, 450 feet. Fairway goes straight for about 150 feet, then it dog legs left where we're going that way, all the way down to the basket. Biggest thing to pay attention to, long of the fairway or to the right side of the fairway, depending on where you're looking at it from, is basically a cliff, goes down probably a good 30, 40 feet. So main goal is to not go long on this tee shot. So what I did is I took one of my most overstable discs and threw it basically flat through the gap and just let it dump out. I think we're in the middle of the fairway, possibly. Not really too sure. Now we'll go ahead and see. Okay, so from here you can see what I'm talking about, because that is about as far as I possibly could have gone without ending up way down the hill. And you can see what I'm talking about. Like it's really sloped once you get off to the right side of the fairway. But we got lucky. We're down here with a really good shot. The only window I have is pretty scary, because if I hit any of these trees on the left, I'm going to get a kick to the right and I'm going to be way down at the bottom of the hill. But getting a birdie on this hole would be sick, so might as well try and at least get close. So I'm just going to go with the overstable putter, try and just push it through the gap and finish off to the left. Yep, that's perfectly fine. There we go. All right, guys, we're on hole 7. This one's a par 3, 240 feet. I don't know if you can see the basket or not, but it's straight ahead, way downhill. Because we're playing down the hill that I was talking about in the last hole. That was the right side of the fairway. And as you can tell, we're even higher up because we're on the left side, up the hill from there. So we probably got like a good 40, 50 feet of elevation difference on a 250-foot hole. So best thing you can really do is just throw something that's slow and glidey, and just don't throw it very hard. Let the nose down and the speed it's getting from going downhill so far to carry it all the way down to the green. As long as I get past the short tee pad, a par is pretty much guaranteed, depending on where you put yourself. So I'm just gonna take slow, straight disc, just throw it smooth, hit the gap. That's all I gotta do. Golly, such a simple mistake. That'll be fine. We can work with that at least. Too low. Give me a scoot. Oh wow, I got a really nice skip. Oh, dadgummit. All right, guys, we're on hole 8. This one's a par 3, 200 feet. This is probably, maybe not one of the hardest holes in the course, but this is one of the scariest holes in the course, because you basically have this walking path you can see in front of us as the fairway the whole way up. Everything else is slanted to the right, where we've got a creek that's out of bounds. So if you're not in the middle of the fairway off the tee, odds are you're gonna be rolling into the creek. I've taken huge numbers from the short tee pad, which you can see straight in front of us. Like, I've taken 7s and 8s on this hole, because you'll throw your shot up, roll into the creek, throw another shot up, roll back down into the creek. So playing this one safe for par is going to be crucial. So all I'm really trying to do on this shot is basically go long. Like, anything past this pine tree right here is actually going to be fairly good, because I'm probably going to have like a edge of circle 2 look into the green if I throw it right. So I'm just going to try and blast something up there, hopefully get past some trees, kind of play for some luck, and just see if we can give ourselves like a long look at it. Oh, dang. That was going to be really good, but I think we should have a pretty simple upshot into the green from there. Should. Okay, so now that I'm up here, if I actually would have got past that tree, I probably would have been at least close to circle 2 if I didn't roll. But from here, probably about 70 to 80 feet out, just trying to jump put this up there. Hopefully you don't see a white disc rolling down the hill after I do this. All right, I think we're good. All right, guys, we're on hole 9. This is the final hole of the video. This one's a par 3, 300 feet. You can actually see the basket up here tucked off to the right. But this shot's not too difficult. It plays pretty well for a forehand if you've got a big forehand, because while it is 300 feet, it probably plays closer to like 330, maybe up to 350, something like that. Because not only does it go uphill up to the point you can see straight in front of us in the fairway, but once you get up there to the baskets, it does go uphill again. So you can give yourself a pretty manageable putt just by laying up to the yellow basket, which is basically what I'm going to do. Just try and throw straight to slightly understable mid-range. Just hopefully get to push straight the whole time. Maybe bend a little bit to the right, but mainly just actually pretty much just the same shot I threw in the last hole. Something that kind of bends to the right, but mainly goes straight. And just kind of see if I can give myself a long look to the red basket. That tree was in my head too. I threw, dadgummit. Okay, so I would like to go back and turn over again, but this tree pretty much cuts that line off. So I'm just gonna go with the forehand hyzer. As long as I get past this like pipe you can see in the middle of the fairway, I have a pretty good chance of getting up and down. Just gotta hit my line. Wow, that flipped up. I didn't think that disc would actually flip up that much. Granted, I didn't really feel like I threw on that much hyzer, as much hyzer as I meant to. Oh, dadgummit. Whew. Okay. Not bad at all. I think I gave myself like a 30-foot look. There we go. Ugh. All right, guys, I finished up the front nine out here at Sholey. I'm actually pretty okay with how I played, except for like, not really the last 3 holes, like 9 and 7. Just silly mistakes end up costing me a bunch of strokes. But you know, that's how this course is. This course requires a lot of very specific shots, especially off the tee. And if you don't do them, you got to get really lucky. And I was getting lucky at the beginning, but my luck started to run out once we got near the end. So, but going to the back nine, I feel like I remember the back nine being, the word I want to say is gimmicky, but that doesn't feel like the right word. I guess luck dependent would be what you could say. I would say there's definitely some more difficult holes in the back nine, but we're past a lot of the holes like hole 8, where you can take a really big number just because your upshot was on this angle instead of this angle, something like that, you know what I mean? So if I go in the back nine with a good game plan, have a clear head, don't get in my own head about putts, stuff like that, we'll definitely have a good round. Hopefully be able to get back to at least even par would be really nice to get. Yeah, guys, thank y'all so much for watching. Thanks so much for recommending I come back out here and play the longs. This has been pretty fun so far, and hopefully we can continue that in the back nine. But please like and subscribe, and y'all have a good one.